Angel Reese had a game where she shot 0 for 8 from the floor. She was scoreless through the whole game.
Caitlin Clark. Now, the ratings have come out without Caitlin Clark, and they're a disaster. They're exactly, we had been saying this whole time. What, 50%? I mean, it was going to be bad. We've always said, look, the amount of people tuning in for Caitlin Clark versus not Caitlin Clark is astronomical. But there is no greater example of this besides the numbers that have come out.
Nobody, and we mean nobody, showed up to watch Angel Reese against the Liberty. Was it a game or a ghost town with a basketball? Did she play or just host an invisible meet and greet? This wasn't a sellout, it was a clear out. Stick around as we dive into the hilarious truth behind the empty seats, the missing fans, and why even popcorn vendors were asking, wait, who's Angel Reese again? Buckle up, because this flop deserves its own comedy special.
But nonetheless, it was a New York team. By the way, Chicago and New York, both huge markets. It was going to tell us so much about where this league is with and without Caitlin Clark. Holy crap. The rating was a disaster. Chicago Sky at New York Liberty on ESPN. Not NBA TV. Not Ion Network. Not Amazon Prime, did a 0.606 million viewers. And in case you don't know what that means, 606,000 viewers.
The management in the WNBA right now is like watching a group of raccoons try to run a tech startup. Chaotic, unqualified, and absolutely convinced they're crushing it. At the center of the flaming circus tent is Kathy Engelbert, who somehow thinks the best way to grow women's basketball is to sabotage the one player literally dragging the league out of obscurity with her bare hands.
That New York Liberty, Chicago Sky game, did y'all get a chance to peep that? Oh, it was magical. It was magical, y'all. It was magical, man. Let's keep it real, man. I've been on record saying, yes, I'm a Caitlin Clark fan. I think she's the best player, best female player I've watched. But I've also said, I think Angel Reese is a good player. Like, she's solid. She's a great rebounder. Where y'all go wrong is trying to compare her to 22. And, you know, we just got to really talk about things. Angel Reese had a game where she shot 0 for 8 from the floor. She was scoreless through the whole game.
Instead of promoting Caitlin Clark like she's the human jackpot she clearly is, Engelbert and her crew are acting like she's a threat to be neutralized. That's not leadership. That's sabotage in a pantsuit. Let's be clear. Caitlin Clark didn't just waltz into the WNBA. She crashed through the front doors with a sold-out crowd, a million eyeballs, and more press than the entire league had seen in years combined. She is the headline, the spark, the reason casual fans even know there's a league.
This game concluded, okay, with New York Liberty versus the Chicago Sky at our home court in Chicago, Illinois. The New York Liberty had 99 points. They almost got to 100 points, guys. Whereas the Chicago Sky, all we had was 74 points. Now you look at this team, you look at how we played, just terribly, just so poorly. Poor, just not efficient at all. No discipline, no fitness, no athleticism, no raw strength.
But rather than protect their new cash cow, the WNBA seems more interested in tossing her to the wolves than pretending they don't hear the growling. What's the league's marketing strategy? Apparently, let's act like we've got this all figured out and then treat the one marketable superstar like she's a rookie intruder in our exclusive clubhouse. Brilliant. The only thing missing is someone handing Caitlin a welcome to the league fruit basket filled with bricks and elbows.
Man, that Caitlin Clark effect is real. National TV ratings have declined 55% since her injury. To put that into perspective, before her injury, Fever national televised games were 1.8 million viewers. After she got injured, they dropped to 847,000 viewers. The 55% decline as a whole from 1.81 million viewers dropped a whole million viewers per game. There's just no denying it at this point.
Instead of pushing her into the spotlight with cameras, branding, and crossovers with Gatorade and Nike, they're handing her untelevised beatdowns in obscure arenas. It's almost impressive, really. You've got the biggest sensation in women's sports, and your response is to stick her games on channels no one has, at times no one's awake, and promote her like she's a substitute science teacher at a weekend seminar. Peak marketing genius. Meanwhile, the league is going full Hunger Games, and Kathy's handing out weapons to the tributes. The hits on Clark are piling up faster than the excuses. Hard screens, shoves, body checks that would get flagged in the NFL all brushed off like spilled coffee on a Monday morning. Instead of enforcing rules and protecting players, we're getting "it's just part of the game" speeches from folks who probably couldn't identify a pick and roll if it hit them in the face. And don't even try to sell the rookie dues narrative. Nobody's falling for that dusty playbook. This isn't some gentle initiation. This is sanctioned chaos. If Clark were getting this treatment in any men's league, college, pro, high school, heck, even rec league, the league office would have issued a memo, held a press conference, and fired someone by now. But here, the silence is so loud it's practically got its own sound system. Kathy Engelbert's management style is less visionary leader and more indifferent mall cop. There's a generational star on your hands, someone who could launch the WNBA into an entirely new orbit, and the response from the top is a shrug and a well-polished press release, pretending everything's fine.
Tonight's game, guys, we got humiliated and embarrassed. My heart is broken. I just don't, it's like this. I was able to catch the Atlanta versus Indiana Fever game here and there. Indiana Fever got their lick back, they won. But the Atlanta Dream only lost by 4 or 5 points. That's not a blowout to me. Again, to me, 10 plus points, when it hits the double digits, that's a blowout.
It's not fine. It's a slow-maker car crash, and the airbag is apparently out of service. There are toddlers running lemonade stands with a better sense of marketing. You've got a player who is single-handedly pulling TV ratings, merchandise sales, and crowd attendance into the stratosphere. And what does the WNBA do? Nothing helpful. No superstar treatment, no brand partnership blitz, just a quiet refusal to acknowledge that the golden goose has arrived and she's wearing number 22. Instead of building around her and using her spotlight to elevate everybody, they're acting like she's the problem. It's reverse logic at its finest. Imagine if the NBA had responded to Michael Jordan's rise by benching him every other game and putting his highlights on VHS tapes mailed out twice a year. That's basically where we are now, and the worst part, it's not just Caitlin Clark who loses, it's the entire league. Every other player misses out on the lift she could give them. Every team that plays against her should be thrilled. She's the one turning Tuesday night matchups into sellouts. But instead of embracing the moment, some players are more interested in proving a point, elbow first. And the league? The league is standing in the corner, nervously twiddling its thumbs like a teenager caught sneaking in after curfew. No real enforcement, no clear stance, no player safety plan, just vibes. If Engelbert had been in charge of Jurassic Park, she would have told everyone to respect the Raptors' journey as they were actively chewing on tourists.
I was hoping going into this year when it came to Angel Reese, and I was hoping that she worked on her game. And I know people are going to point to her playing well in Unrivaled in the 3-on-3 league, and she was working with Lisa Leslie. But so far in her sophomore campaign, she has looked horrific. She's finishing 31% as her field goal percentage around the basket. Looks like she is one of the worst offensive players right now in the WNBA, and she's capable of so much more. The Chicago Sky are eventually going to have to figure out who are we going to keep, Angel Reese, or we're going to keep Cardoso, because Cardoso to me has a higher upside. She's going to be the better player, but Angel Reese is more of a better defensive player and also has a different engine and gear.
Let's talk media rights and visibility, shall we? The NBA built its empire on stars: Magic, Bird, MJ, LeBron, Steph. The WNBA is sitting on a generational star and still treating her like she's on a trial basis. Where's the Caitlin Clark promo machine? Where's the merchandise push? The social media content? The campaigns? The shoes? The commercials that sell the dream? You've got the dream. You've got it right there in a jersey, and you're fumbling it like a greased watermelon at a picnic. The entire marketing team must be working out of a closet with a broken fax machine and a flip phone. That's the only explanation for how thoroughly and consistently they've failed to capitalize on Caitlyn's rise. We're in the age of TikTok, viral content, brand synergy, and these people are running 1997 marketing plays like it's revolutionary. The moment requires an all-in, full-throttle, glitzy Beyoncé at Coachella level push. Instead, we're getting sad montages on regional cable and promo graphics that look like they were made in PowerPoint. And Engelbert's leadership is what ties this disaster together. She's either totally unaware of how sports marketing works, or she's playing 4D chess in a game where everyone else is just trying to get their layups in without being body slammed. You want people to care about the league? Give them a reason to. Build heroes, tell stories, and maybe, just maybe, don't actively greenlight a physical demolition derby on your most valuable player. But this isn't just a failure of branding, it's a total disconnect from reality. You cannot pretend your league is growing while publicly sabotaging the engine driving that growth. You can't hold empowerment panels while players are getting decked on, live TV. You can't push growth and equity while one of your stars is being targeted like it's open season and no one in charge seems remotely interested in calling it off.
Somebody got mad at me in my last video because I called her the face of the WNBA. And the numbers do not lie. That's no disrespect to any other hoopers of the game. Asia Wilson, amazing. But the numbers are right here. Like it or not, she's a monster on the court. Like it or not, people come to see her play. And like it or not, when she's not playing, nobody's watching. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think the drop has anything to do with the NBA Finals currently, and maybe it'll pick back up after the NBA Finals are over? Or do you think it's actually Caitlin Clark?
It's not just incompetent, it's insulting to fans, to players, to the idea of sportsmanship itself. If the WNBA's goal was to turn off new viewers and alienate loyal ones, mission accomplished. If the plan was to build a thriving league, well, this ain't it. There's still time to turn the ship around, sure, but the clock is ticking and Caitlin Clark's patience, much like the audience's, is not infinite. This should have been a victory lap for women's basketball. Instead, it's a daily fire drill led by a captain who thinks everything's fine because the smoke detector hasn't gone off yet. Maybe one day we'll look back and laugh at this era as the WNBA's awkward growing pains phase, but right now, it's less a phase and more a full-blown identity crisis in heels. And unless someone up top swaps delusion for vision, it's going to stay that way. With or without the generational star they seem determined to waste. And that's the part they really can't stomach. Caitlin Clark didn't just bring casual viewers, she brought family. Moms, dads, uncles, aunts, and half-interested cousins who couldn't name a single WBA team 2 months ago are now planning family pizza nights around Indiana Fever games. This isn't a fan base, it's a full-blown PTA meeting with jerseys.
On one hand, they say they want Steph Curry money without understanding how Steph Curry makes Steph Curry money. It's because of eyeballs. And Caitlin Clark has done nothing aside from setting records, but put eyes on the sport. They're failing to realize that athletics, like many endeavors, many business endeavors, is a rising tide lifts all ships or lifts all boats type deal. Caitlin Clark generating the attention that she has and making the money that she will in the future will lay the groundwork for people that come after her, women that come after her, to achieve those same things or to achieve more. Everybody can feel the general negativity from the league directed at her. It's palpable. And in reality, she's helping elevating every single one of them.
And guess what? They're not here for gritty brawls, technical fouls, or watching Angel Reese pretend a missed layup was a war crime. They're here for Caitlin Clark, full stop. Caitlin isn't just a great basketball player, she's the walking, talking Disney Channel version of a sports hero. Clean-cut, sharp-minded, trash-talking just enough to be spicy, but respectful enough to make your grandma say, now that's a young lady. She's the kind of athlete you point to and say, be like her, without immediately worrying she's going to be trending the next day for assaulting someone mid-court or throwing gang signs in the handshake line. She's America's basketball sweetheart, and the league's treating her like she's just another roster spot. Here's the secret everyone else is too bitter to admit. She's the only reason these families are tuning in at all. This isn't a growth across the board story. It's not a rising tide lifts all boats situation. This is the Caitlin Clark show, and the rest of the WNBA is riding shotgun, barely. She's selling out arenas in cities she doesn't even play for. Entire schools are taking field trips to her games. Dads are ditching golf. Moms are learning zone defense terminology. And little girls, they're ditching TikTok dances to shoot logo threes in the driveway. Meanwhile, some players are standing around acting confused like, why aren't the fans cheering for me? Well, maybe because you've spent half the game committing felonies under the basket and the other half complaining that the league finally has fans. The Caitlin Clark crowd isn't here for politics, drama, or locker room rivalries. They're here to watch a walking highlight reel drop dimes from the logo and do it with a smile that says, I'd still say please and thank you after dropping 30 on your head.
Turns out she's human after all, Dan. She's going to be out for at least a couple of weeks, it appears.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about Caitlin Clark? Remember last year, she played in the Final Four. Right after that, she went immediately to the WNBA. Draft came, season started, and, didn't miss a beat. And all of a sudden, she got a little rest and comes back, gets a little banged up. I heard you talking about it earlier, and it's going to be fascinating to me, Ricky. I've been to Fever games, and the one thing you notice, and this is more so than even when Peyton Manning was the quarterback of the Colts, the jerseys, the number 22, the various styles, whether it's a T-shirt with 22, whether it's an Iowa jersey, whether it's a Fever jersey, a throwback, whatever. The amount of people in yellow 22 apparel is stunning.
Every time Caitlin checks into a game, you can practically hear the collective awe of families across America settling in with snacks and matching hoodies. These people aren't watching the WNBA for the culture war soap opera. It's not a Real Housewives spin-off. They're watching because their kids are inspired. Their sons want to pass like Caitlin. Their daughters want to be her. And the rest of the league? Some of them are too busy gatekeeping the front porch to realize she's the reason anyone even knocked on the door. Try asking a dad from suburban Iowa to name 5 other WNBA players. You'll get confused blinking and a tentative, Brittany Griner? Maybe. But ask him about Caitlin Clark. He's got stats, shooting percentages, college highlight reels memorized like Bible verses. She's the poster child they've been waiting for. She's LeBron in 2003, Steph in 2015, and Larry Bird in a ponytail all rolled into one. And somehow, the league thinks it's a group project. No other player is pulling in multi-generational viewership like this. You don't see families rolling 10 deep to Liberty games unless Clark is in town, and when she's not, suddenly those sold-out banners get real shy. The energy drops. The cameras pan to empty chairs. It's not a coincidence. It's a Caitlin-shaped crater in the audience. She's the pulse. She's the draw. She's the reason WNBA jerseys are flying off the shelves at Target in states that don't even have teams.
The Indiana Fever have become the franchise of all women's sports. We have never seen anything like this. And something that I actually saw, a graphic that I saw on Twitter today, was so interesting. It said the Jordan effect versus the Caitlin Clark effect through the first 33 games. When Jordan entered the league, the average attendance per year prior to him was 8,021 people. And then during his rookie year, that went up 60.3%, with the average being 12,855. And now if you look at the Caitlin Clark effect and what she has done for the WNBA and for the Indiana Fever, before Caitlin Clark went to the WNBA, the average attendance was 6,109. And then during her rookie year, the average attendance was 15,746, which is a 157.7% increase. When you talk about...
And still, there's this bizarre push from inside the league to pretend it's all evenly spread. Like this is some collective glow-up, and Clark is just one of many. Yeah, no. That's like saying Apple's rise in the early 2000s was a team effort, and not just Steve Jobs holding the universe together with a turtleneck and a dream. Caitlin is the product. She's the marketing. The reason people are even Googling WNBA schedule is to find her. There's no shame in being the star. There is shame in trying to clip the wings of the one person keeping the whole operation airborne. While other players are busy posting cryptic tweets and competing in the most bitterness per minute challenge, Clark is busy inspiring 6-year-olds to join basketball camps. And she's not doing it through press conferences or shoe deals. She's doing it by showing up, dropping threes, and walking off like she's headed to a cookout. The irony? Caitlin Clark fans are actually the kind of audience the WNBA's been begging for. Loyal, respectful, engaged, and expanding every week. These are the fans who buy season tickets, who fill up concession stands, who create wholesome viral moments with their daughters holding homemade signs. They're not just fans, they're investors in the league's future. And the product they're investing in is one player.
Can we be clear about this? If Caitlin Clark were not in the WNBA, we would not be talking about the WNBA. She is the only ticket draw in the WNBA. A large percentage of all tickets sold in the WNBA are so people can watch Caitlin Clark play basketball. No one cares about Angel Reese. Should be drawing flies if she were playing not against Caitlin Clark on the court right now. Angel Reese has basically become the Bill Laimbeer to Caitlin Clark's Larry Bird, essentially. That is where we now are.
Every time the cameras pan across the crowd, it's clear. You've got dads high-fiving their sons, moms pointing out play formations to their daughters, grandparents holding signs with "Go Caitlin" written in glitter pen. These aren't fair weather fans. They're the kind who show up, rain or shine, win or lose, because she's worth showing up for. And the other players? Some seem to think that automatically entitles them to the same spotlight. That's not how it works. This isn't kindergarten. Not everyone gets a gold star for participation. Caitlin earned this. Years of hard work. Endless nights in the gym, carrying a college team on her back and then stepping into the WNBA with the weight of an entire sport on her shoulders. She didn't ask for it, she earned it. And the league should be tripping over itself to build everything around her. Instead, they're busy trying to make her just another face in the crowd. Newsflash, she's not in the crowd. She is the crowd. We don't care about the rest of the league, not in the way we care about her. That might sound harsh, but it's reality. We're not here for WNBA tribalism, locker room beefs, or look at Me Too campaigns.
The impact that she has had on the league, and specifically the Indiana Fever, like she says, this is the destination. They are investing all of their eggs into this basket. They are building this team. They are trying to win now. They are building the $1 billion, however much it is, practice facility for them, state of the art. They are doing all of these things to make this the premier.
We're here for the basketball phenom who's lighting up the court and making it fun to watch. We're here for the kid who made logo threes a lifestyle. We're here for Caitlin Clark. The rest? Background noise. Until someone else steps up and earns that same level of respect, maybe try supporting the one who already has it. Maybe stop throwing elbows and start taking notes. Because while some players are still trying to figure out how to grow their social media following, Caitlin's already building a movement. A family-friendly, community-centered, dad cheering, mom screaming, kids practicing in the driveway movement. And if the WNBA's smart, they'll stop resisting it and start celebrating it. Because the stands aren't full because the league suddenly got interesting. They're full because Caitlin Clark showed up, and so did all the families who came with her.